The night before the largest battle of his life. Marcus Aurelius did not sharpen his sword. He did not study his maps. He did not pray. He sat alone in a tent, with plague behind him, betrayal beside him, an undefeated enemy ahead. And he wrote one question to himself. Not a battle plan. Not a prayer. One question. And that question is the reason he survived everything the world threw at him. It is also the reason most people today are losing battles they never needed to fight. You already know what it feels like to be in the middle of something difficult and feel your mind start to scatter. A task you've been avoiding. A conversation you keep rehearsing. A version of yourself you keep promising to become. Your mind moves to the past, to everything that went wrong. Then to the future, to everything that could. And somewhere in between, the present disappears. This is not weakness. This is not laziness. Last episode we said laziness was never the real problem. The signal was always there. Kaizen told us the direction. Ma told us the value of stillness. But here is what nobody tells you about stillness. Stillness without attention is just emptiness. And attention is the hardest thing in the world to keep. Marcus Aurelius knew this. Not from a book. From a battlefield. In 170 AD Marcus Aurelius had been at war for 8 years. The Marcomanni, a Germanic coalition, had crossed the Danube and pushed deep into Roman territory. It was the first time in centuries that a foreign enemy had breached the Italian border. His general Avidius Cassius had just declared himself emperor while Marcus was still alive. His wife was dead. A plague was moving through his legions. And every morning, he sat down. And he wrote one question. Where is my attention right now? This was not meditation in the modern sense. This was prosoche. A Greek word. A Stoic practice. It means, the watch over oneself. Epictetus, a former slave who became one of the greatest Stoic teachers, described it like this. Men are disturbed not by things, but by the opinions they form about things. In other words, the battle was never the real battlefield. The mind was. And whoever controls the mind, controls the outcome. Here is what prosoche actually is. Not focus in the way you were taught. Not white-knuckling your attention back to a screen. Not forcing yourself to concentrate harder. Prosoche is the practice of watching. Watching where your mind goes, before it goes there. The moment between the trigger and the reaction. Marcus called it the space. In that space lives everything. Your response to the difficult conversation. Your response to the setback. Your response to the version of yourself that wants to quit. Epictetus taught that most suffering comes from one thing. Placing your attention on things outside your control. The Germanic army, outside his control. The plague, outside his control. The betrayal, outside his control. His attention, entirely his. His response, entirely his. His mind, the one battlefield he could actually win. And he trained it. Every single morning. Before the sun came up. Before the orders were given. Before the world had a chance to take his attention from him. He sat down and he watched himself. That is prosoche. Not a technique. A way of being. So what does this look like for you? Not on a battlefield. Here are 4 exact moments. 4 exact things to do. The moment you wake up, before your phone, before anyone speaks to you, sit on the edge of your bed. Place one hand on your chest. Ask out loud or silently, where is my attention right now? Not what do I need to do? Not what did I fail at yesterday? Just, where is it? That single question is your entire morning practice. Marcus asked it in a war tent. You ask it on the edge of your bed. The location does not matter. The asking does. Before you walk into any conversation that could pull you out of yourself, stop outside the door. Put your back against the wall. Feel both feet on the floor. Count 5 seconds. Notice where your attention is before you walk in. Is it in what they might say? Is it in what you said last time? Bring it back to right now. The Stoics called this the pre-battle stillness. You are not calming down. You are remembering where you are. When something happens that tries to scatter your mind, bad news, an argument, an unexpected failure, do not immediately speak or react. Give it 30 seconds. In those 30 seconds, name what you feel silently. That is anger. That is disappointment. That is fear. Not to suppress it. To see it before it makes your decisions for you. Marcus did this on a battlefield with thousands of men watching him. You do it wherever you are. Before you sleep, not scrolling, not a screen, sit somewhere quiet for 3 minutes. Ask one question. Where did I lose my attention today? Not where did I fail? Specifically, what moment pulled me out of myself? Write it down if you can. One sentence. That review is the entire practice. The same one Marcus did every night in his journal for 20 years. 4 moments. Every day. The same 4. Until they become the way you move through the world. He never fully defeated the Marcomanni. He died on that frontier. In a tent. Far from Rome. But he left one warning behind that nobody talks about. He said, I have often wondered how it is that every man loves himself more than all the rest of men, yet sets less value on his own opinion than on the opinions of others. In other words, the attention you just learned to protect has an enemy. Not out there. Not the Germanic army. Not the plague. Something closer. Something that has been inside every general, every warrior, every empire that ever fell. Sun Tzu spent his entire life naming it. And what he found will change how you see every person in your life. That is where we go next.